welcome back to Poppin In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Molly.
And I'm Alexa.
Alexa, what are you popping in with today?
Oh my god. Oh, now I'm going to forget. Oh, you know what I'm popping in with?
What?
I am popping in with Outlander costume exhibit that we went to go see with your lovely mother Cindy and your sister-in-law Hannah.
Shout out. Both loyal listeners.
It was lovely. We had a great time. It was cool seeing such like intricate costumes in person, I think.
Yeah.
And they had all the bangers. You know, they had her first costume, her like red France
That
dress.
red dress was crazy.
It's beautiful. Ugh.
Because I'm not an Outlander fander.
Yeah.
Our group chat is Outfander.
I think you named it that. Very clever.
Really? I thought you did. Huh.
I don't think I'm...
Seemed like a you name.
Really? I appreciate that. I don't think I'm on it enough.
I was still, like, I was just there for the vibes, purely because I was sort of the main, like, factor between the three of you. But...
It's like you and Jamie Fraser bring us together.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah.
We walked through the museum, saw the costumes. I didn't know what I was looking at, but I enjoyed it all the same.
You made me laugh when we were in the gift shop. I could tell that because we were like really, the three of us were really heavily talking about Outlander. I could tell you were like, I'll just browse.
I'll just go look at books, I guess.
Yeah.
While you guys talk about something
I could tell you were like, I'll let you guys have your it's like a mom with kids being just like, you guys, whatever you're talking about, whatever game you're playing.
Well... Also, I felt stupid because, like, halfway through the exhibit, I was like, wait, these are the actual costumes? And you guys were like, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense why you wanted to go so bad.
Yeah. It was really popular.
Crazy. Like, I guess I didn't think about it because you guys weren't freaking out over the fact that, like, this man that you guys are, like, obsessed with was wearing these clothes at one point. And I was like, if this were, like, the Peaky Blinders costume exhibit, I'd be, like, freaking out that Cillian Murphy was wearing this.
I feel like sometimes, at least for me, it's almost like a disassociation, or like even if I saw like Sam Heughan who plays him in person, like I'd be really excited to see him, but it would be weird because it's like it's not him and it's like, oh, you're outside of my TV screen type of thing. I don't know,
get back in there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm popping with. Yeah. What do you let me ask you, let me reciprocate the interest.
Well, I'm popping in with I'm gonna say Lena Dunham and Girls.
Okay, I actually want to do a rewatch. Is that what you were about to suggest for later?
No, but we can do that. I had a movie idea in mind.
Okay, a whole movie. Okay, I'm excited.
Well, we don't have to, but it's something you haven't seen yet, and I really want you to watch it.
I need some joy in my life, so.
But I'm popping in with Lena Dunham because this is so exciting. I was really, really excited about this. Like, I'm going to tell you on Thursday, I was, like, talking about it all day. I was like, Alexa just bought this book that we're going to share. Like, or she's going out to get it today. But, we're really excited because Lena Dunham's new memoir, Fame Sick, just came out. And we're going to read it, but we're going to, like, buddy read it. Yeah. As my dad and I used to call it. And we're going to, like, share the book.
Yeah.
And, like, well, you suggested, like... Because
like
I was just going to have you, like,
almost.
read it, and then I was going to read it, but you want to do it, like, in tandem. You want to buddy read it.
Yeah, well, because Chris is gone this week, so I was like, I'm reading it first, so, because I was like, what else am I going to do? I have no one to talk to. And I'm almost halfway through, so.
Just keep going.
Okay. I just got nervous. I think I got nervous because I was like, I've been seeing stuff online. I'm like, I really want her to read this because she's going to love it.
I know. I can't wait to get to the girls part. Because I've just
It's immediate.
Oh, really? Oh.
Pretty much. Like, after, like, a chapter or two. Like, it's, like, a lead
I thought
up.
It was going to take a while.
Tiny furniture, a little background. And then it's, like, I mean, again, I'm, like, halfway through and we're still... It's like Girls season 3, I think, is what we're in.
I can't wait for her to talk about Adam Driver because I've seen a lot about that.
It's interesting.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts already, but I won't. Well, I'll wait until I actually read it.
Yeah.
And then I want her to. I can't wait to read about like Lord and Jack.
Oh,
it's gonna be very interesting. Anyway, so that's what I'm popping in with.
Okay.
I just had to get right into it because I was like, I just want to talk about these things.
But I'm excited to discuss it. Just a couple girls talking about girls. But this week we're gonna dive into Coachella, Bieberchella. Okay, the first thing is I need to point out I did not know that I knew there were multiple weekends of Coachella. I didn't know it was the same performances twice.
So here's the thing, and I'm really realizing, like, it sounds like week 2 is the week to go to.
Really? Yes. I thought it would be the opposite way.
Well, you'd think so, but then it's like, first of all, there's a lot of like, okay, if we're using, like, for example, Sabrina, her performance, I feel like week 1 got a lot of criticism, whereas like week 2 is like everybody was talking about how great it was. First of all, Madonna showed up week 2, so already it's like that would be the week to be there.
Yeah.
But also, like, I feel like there's a more like technical difficulties the first weekend, so I don't know.
I guess people sometimes maybe would like week 1, like, for example, like when it was Baychella, like Beyonce, I think it wouldn't be as, like, imagine being the first people to see that. Yeah. That would be pretty crazy.
That is true.
But, okay, have you watched any of Justin's performance? I'm curious.
Yes, a little bit.
What do you think?
It's fine. I mean, I saw where, like, Billie Eilish was the one less lonely girl, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just say something about that really quick? I think it's funny that she acts still, like, she's been working with him.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I understand that she was a fan as a girl, and that would be kind of special to be, like, pulled up on stage. But I'm like, well, you're Billie Eilish now. Yeah. So it's almost like.
She's interesting because she's very anxiety-ridden. Like, the only person I think she's ever really worked with besides her brother was Charlie XCX, I think, up until recently.
Right, but, like, she has a relationship with Justin Bieber. So it was like surprising to me to see her so like shocked, and I'm like, you're so famous. Why are you like nervous or whatever?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who like from my youth I would still be like about. Yeah.
But she's like close with them, I think. So it's like, I would feel like that would kind of go away after a while, like once you know them.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Because here's the thing. I enjoyed the performance. It was interesting because there are people who like really love it. So if you haven't seen it, he's basically on stage by himself. He's like pulling up YouTube clips of himself and like his old videos. Yeah. And it's kind of like his Grammys performance. Like he's doing these very stripped down performances. Yeah. And I think like you really get, like he has such an amazing voice. So you're really getting into like the vibe of it. But it's interesting when you go from like, was it last year's Charlie XCX or who was the headliner last year? I can't remember. Like, you just think of, like, Beyonce and, like, how much of a performance that was versus, like, pulling up YouTube clips. But I think, like, it was really good for streaming. Like, if you were watching at home, I'm curious what people who were there thought. If it was underwhelming, I couldn't tell.
I think it's a good thing to do, though, for him because it's, like, showing, like, he's just kind of, and also just like underneath it all, just like how he got to where he is and the level of talent that he really does have. So I think that was interesting because he, like you said, he does have a really, obviously a very good voice. He is very talented. So I think that was an interesting way to do that.
And his new music is very like subdued in that way. Like it wouldn't, I don't think.
Kind of religious.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like all the hallelujah stuff. I thought it like was.
Maybe they're religious. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Like it was kind of giving. I guess I was getting, and I could be very off with this. I'm really not a big Justin Bieber fan, so I'm not like I'm not an expert, but I thought it felt like he's almost kind of going that like Kanye route of like. Being suddenly kind of like spiritual, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I think he has always been like religious. Yeah, but maybe
maybe I'm wrong about the music though. Please,
no. I mean, I
check me.
I don't know, but I do sometimes like worry about him as a person just because of how famous he was, how young.
Oh and, like, I think he's got one of the saddest, like loneliest lives ever. Yeah. I mean, he's married and has a kid now, but like,
but even that, like, it has to be like a sense of loneliness, and I think that's really been coming across in some of his music, like just the tonality of it. But I did I was watching before you came over, like, the Baby performance where he pulled up, you know, his music video Baby, and he was, like, kind of harmonizing with it, and you can tell the difference of, like, obviously it was, like, you know, before his Adam's apple popped, that, like, of just hearing the crazy, harmony. Yeah. But there has been people saying, they're like, okay, well, why when Lily Allen did this, everyone hated it, but when Justin Bieber did it, people loved it. And I'm like, I think the difference is Lily Allen, when she did it, it almost felt like laziness. Like she was just playing her old tracks and then came out and sang like a few songs. Yeah. Whereas like Justin Bieber was singing the whole time and it felt like an artistic decision. I was going to say,
there was, an art to it.
But I mean, I think I really enjoyed watching the like clips of it at home. Mm-hmm. How do you think you would enjoy something like Coachella? I wouldn't enjoy Coachella specifically, the influencer Olympics, because all of those types of people around me, I just really like, one, be very insecure of myself, and two, just be like, okay, please, everyone stop. But I also, like, that much, I'm looking at the crowd, and I'm just like, I can't believe, like, I can't imagine what it feels like to be in the center of that crowd. Like, I feel like I would feel a little suffocated.
It's always just been, I mean, I said this to you the other day, because I've been seeing, obviously, like, I know influencers have always been a thing with Coachella. Obviously, like, for years it's been like, oh, like, brands send influencers to Coachella. I get that, but this year has just felt particularly just like more.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it just feels like it's like it would really be unenjoyable unless you're rich and like are there with a brand and you have a house.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of like camper, like people with like even with tents, like they have these really like, I'm like, that tent, everything in that tent costs as much as like a house does. I feel like, you know, just the amount of effort that and cost that they put into this. And I'm like, what if they got robbed? Like, I think I asked you that. I was like, just, first of all, having to use a squatty potty and, like, use a bathroom tent and, like, I mean, you only get access to showers if you pay for, like, a certain thing. Like, those nice showers.
Because that's, like, when friend of the pod, Emily and I were going to go to Bonnaroo, and it was, like, it got rained out, thank God, because we were so nervous about it. I was like, okay, I need to shave my legs every day. I was like, I'll have a mustache in 3 days. I can't be out here in the wilderness. I'll look like I'm in the wilderness.
Right.
And I guess, like, that's fine for most people. Me, personally, if I'm going to pay, like, hundreds to thousands of dollars to do something, I'm like, I would like a luxury experience. But I think also, like, for me, I wouldn't be, if I were going to go to any festival, I don't think it would be Coachella because it just doesn't feel genuine, like, about the music as much as, like, other festivals maybe do now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... I don't know. People were talking about Coachella fashion this year, too, which I thought was interesting, about how I used to be very, like, Tumblr coded, kind of whatever, and now, like, I've seen some of the outfits, and I'm kind of, like, interesting.
But do you know what, with that, I think, like, so, I feel like people are, it's interesting when people try, I've seen, like, really cute outfits, but people are trying, like, very hard and, like, doing a certain thing, and then it's, like, Kendall Jenner shows up, and she's the queen of Coachella, and her outfit was so simple, but it's, like, everybody was commenting, they're, like, now everyone's gonna try to be like simple and like whatever for you know, now because like her outfit was like it looked like she looked really good, but it was just like very simple. And so she's like, I do think she is really good. Like she sets the trend.
You know? Well, did you hear about her and Jacob Elordi?
Were they kissing? I didn't see that. I just saw them.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Were they?
That's what
like,
it was a blind item on Dumois. So
how often do you trust that? I'm curious because I automatically do, and sometimes I have to catch myself and be like,
I shouldn't trust it as much as I do, but every time I think I don't trust it, then it ends up being correct. So maybe I just don't have like a good radar.
So I didn't see them. Well, I mean, I don't know if anyone saw them, but like I just saw them like to get talking or together, but I didn't see them like touching each other, you know?
Which also, like, it sucks to be famous. It's like, I can't even have a random hookup with a hot person and not be, like, all over the internet. Like, I'm at Coachella.
Wouldn't you kind of want everyone to, if you were single, like, wouldn't you want everyone to know, like, I'm with Jacob Elordi?
I guess, but it's Kendall Jenner, so she's, like, been with a bunch of hot people, you know?
I know. I wish she had a better personality.
I do, too. I think about her saying she didn't get any work done a lot. I only got baby Botox. You have a different nose. Sorry. It just makes me so mad.
I think she's beautiful. Like, so do whatever, but I just think, like, I really don't, like, love her personality. And so I'm like, I know that's not what it's all about.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
I like Kylie. I like Kylie's personality more.
Yeah, she seems chill. She seems fun.
Yeah.
Kendall seems like she would try to, like, embarrass you in front of people or, like, make you sound stupid or, like, be rude. Have you heard, like, all the rumors? And when there's a lot of rumors about something specific, I tend to believe it's true. It's just how it is. But there's a lot of things where it's like people are told not to make eye contact with her, like if they're working with her.
Yeah.
Like they can't make eye contact. And like
a lot
of people say, well, you know, like people say about Mariah Carey, and it's like crazy, but like it is Mariah Carey. You know, like, okay, sure. Maybe she needs to get in the zone. But it's like, Kendall, like why?
I don't understand that because I personally, it would throw me out of the zone if no one's making eye contact with me.
And I saw a video of her. It was like, it's from a few years ago, but it's behind this, like backstage at a Victoria's Secret fashion show. And this one woman is asking her to, like, take a selfie on the phone. Like, I don't know what, like, for what, but I don't know what the girl's job was.
Yeah.
But then, like, the girl, it's, like, the weirdest video. I'll have to show it to you. But the girl, like, Kendall, like, takes the photo and she's, like, smiling. And then she hands it back to her and, like, turns around. And, like, the girl's like, thank you. And Kendall's just like, and the woman goes like that. Like, her smile falls.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very strange interaction. And, like, one could be just like, like, it was just, like, out of context or whatever, but I'm like, well, it was weird, though.
Yeah, that does seem strange.
So I do tend to believe those rumors of, like, people aren't allowed to make eye contact with her. Anyway, that being said, she does pull, and she's beautiful, but, like, I'm just, like, I wish that I liked her more. Yeah,
same. I'm not that interested in her. I am interested in Sabrina Carpenter, though, who got some flack.
She did.
So, and I am curious how you feel about it.
Are we talking about last weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, so at the weekend, week 1, she was performing, and there was, like, what sounded to her like a yodel from the crowd, and she kind of called it. She was like, "Oh, I don't like." She was joking. She was just like, "Oh, I don't like that. That was weird," or something like that. And the person yelled out. They were like, "It's a call, like it's a..."
So what she yelled out was, "I'm Arab, it's my culture."
Yeah.
But if you listen to the video, you can't really, it's very hard to hear her say, "I'm Arab."
"I'm Arab." I heard "it's my culture."
You have to, like, there's, like, a different angles of it, which is why probably Sabrina Carpenter, who's on stage
with lights, like, shining in her face.
And she said something where she was like, "Your culture." She was like, "That's pretty weird."
Or she said, "I don't like that," or something. Horrible. Turns out, like, maybe she shouldn't have responded like that, but she didn't know that this person was, like, doing, like, a
celebratory call.
Yeah. A cultural call.
She thought, and
that, like, you do at weddings.
Yes. And I'll be honest, she was like, people were saying, you know, I think she probably just thought it was someone, like, basically interrupting her, because it is very loud and, like, whatever. Yeah. And so people were like, I can't believe, she was still, like, rude to the person. I was like, she probably thought they were, like, heckling or something. And she was getting called out for, like, being a naive white woman, which it's like, yes, she didn't know what this was, but also she's on stage with lights. Yeah. It's so loud, and all she hears is the sound, and then someone saying, "It's my culture," and she's like, okay, well, I'm trying to do a performance.
I'm trying to perform at Coachella. Like, it just wasn't maybe the time. I don't know, but, like, people were... I actually don't think that many people were... I think more people thought it was ridiculous that she was getting canceled for it, because she ended up apologizing. And she was like, sorry, like, that shouldn't have been, like, how I responded or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, I just think, you know...
I think it's...
Why would she know that?
Why would she know
like,
that?
Literally, why? And some people were saying, like, she was ignorant for that. I'm like, well, why would she know, like, every culture's celebratory call that they do at, like, a traditional wedding call? Like, why would she know that?
And again, like, it was, I'll be honest, it was really, really loud. And, like, she's about to perform. The person's, like, close to the front. So, again, I'm sure she was like, this joking. Is a person, she's joking. This is a person who's maybe, like, she's trying to make light of, like, whatever this interruption is.
Yeah, I legit, like, she would not have said something like that if she knew that it was an Arab culture, like a celebratory call. Like, I don't think she would have said that then. I think she thought, I don't think she knew what was happening. So but overall, so that happened. And then also I just kind of heard a lot of, like, negative stuff about her show, her first show. Yeah, because, like, she did, like, it was a very long show, and she did, or, you know, normal timeline, but she did, like, what are they called, bumpers? Like, where you have, like, or, like, intermissions. And it was really cool. Like, the first one, she had, was it Susan Sarandon, who was, like, who did the car, who was, like, in the car, it was, like, a black and white, like, did you watch it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't seen this part.
So her whole thing is, like, she's like in a car. It's the production, like, she puts on such a good show.
She does, yeah.
And so some people were kind of like, okay, this is an A24 movie. Like, it was, like, a very long, like.
But it's like people are complaining about Justin Bieber having nothing on it, and then Sabrina Carpenter has too much.
It's so fun, and, like, it was just really cool, and I don't know, vintage. Like, I loved it. And that one was Susan Sarandon. This one, at week 2, she had Gina Davis do it. And then Madonna came out on stage. Yeah. And did you see, like, the footage from it? People just were literally, like, just everyone had their phones in the air in this almost, like, kind of crazy way where it was, like, no one was, like, when you come, like no one was like singing, and it was just everyone was just like this. And I get it, you're mesmerized, like Madonna's on stage with Sabrina Carpenter, like it's crazy. But I'm like,
I think that's just the culture. Like
it is, but it's
when
so
we were
crazy,
watching
like,
the ball drop this past year, and you were like, this is so crazy to watch. Everyone, like, no one's actually like really counting down. Like everyone's just has their phones, recording it. And that's why, like, when I go to concerts and stuff, I've been trying lately. I'm like, I don't pull my phone out, because also it's not going to sound good. It's on your phone.
Well, I mean, most of it is for like people being like, wow, Madonna's on stage. Look at this video I got, which is great. Like, but do it for like once. But then I'd be like, I'd be jamming, because like this one girl posted a TikTok where she was like, it was her and this other girl, and she was like, we're the only ones singing and dancing right now.
What?
And it panned out to like everyone around her was literally, they had phones up like this. It just looked creepy. You know what I mean?
What? I was listening to this British podcast, not my normal one, straight up. This is a different one, where they were talking, they were like, I guess like they were like American culture, like when they're at concerts, it's really different. Like they don't really dance, and they don't. And I want to be like, that's not true. Like, I'm like, people dance. Go to a Beyonce concert, go to whatever. I'm like, people are dancing.
I think now, not really. I think most people like are literally just like recording, making sure that they get a good video, or just kind of like, I don't really think we do have a big dance during concert culture.
That's I think about this a lot, how just like phones have just consumed everything about us. I was talking the other day, I downloaded an app to keep me from TikTok. It was that Opal app, and then I found out it was a free trial. I had to pay $100 a year if I wanted to. I was like, I'm not going to pay $100 for an app that keeps me off of another app. I'm like,
just delete the app.
Yeah, well, but then there's certain times where I want to be able to look up stuff and see stuff, but I don't want to do it right before bed because I get addicted.
So I'm going to brag a little bit here. I can do it. Like I
was thinking about you.
It's not that hard if you just say like, okay, just like I go on YouTube, but like if I'm trying to like if I want to watch a video, but like, you know, I don't want to go on TikTok, like I just go on YouTube and watch like Reels or something. I don't know. It's not the same. YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Reels.
It's not the same, but it's just like you can stop yourself from going on TikTok.
You can. It's just hard sometimes because everything's on your phone, and then suddenly you're just like, well, now I've got TikTok open. Oops.
But if you know you're not supposed to go on, there is something there that just really stops you.
I'm not a strong-willed person.
I wouldn't say I am, but I can do it.
I feel like you are. You are good at putting up mental blocks for yourself.
I am.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no self-control.
Wow.
That's why I said the other day I'm always afraid of becoming a drug addict.
Yeah.
It's like slippery slope for me easily.
It's true because I became an alcoholic during COVID, I'm not going to lie, and then I stopped.
Yeah.
So
Same.
I can break myself out of.
Yeah.
And I'm not making light of alcoholism. I genuinely believe I had a problem. But I now I don't.
Yeah, there you go.
That's over with.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, that was Coachella.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's nothing really else. Oh, wait, who was it that you said you saw perform that, like, who was it? It was crazy. I don't want to body shame.
Oh, Iggy Pop.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. And he's been performing, his shirt was off, and I was like, I don't mean to body shame, but I was like, someone get him a shirt because that was crazy.
Like, I wasn't prepared because you and Chris told me about that. Like, it was literally I was walking out the door and you guys were like, "Did you see Iggy Pop?" And I looked it up.
Reel you back in.
Nothing could have prepared me for that.
No, it was crazy. The performance was like fine though, I guess.
I wouldn't have been paying attention.
I just think like at his age, or like whenever I see rock stars like this, I'm like, I mean, I guess maybe they need the money, but I'd be like, look, whenever Moby performed, but I love seeing interviews with him because he's just wearing like a cardigan and drinking tea, and he's just like, yeah, I'm a rock star,
yeah,
but I'm also like 53 or whatever.
Love that for him.
I love that for him. But anyways, so I watched DTF St. Louis, down to St. Louis, in case you didn't know. And so it stars Jason Bateman and
David Harbour.
Thank you. Oh my God, I literally blanked on the name. And Linda Cardellini. Sorry.
Lena Dunham.
I'm really struggling today. Who Molly always says is my double, which
She's your doppelganger.
Yeah,
oh
my God,
You guys have the same face shape, the same hair. If she's Velma, you both wear glasses.
Thank you. Only when she's Velma.
Wait, is it Thelma or Velma?
Velma.
Okay, who's Thelma then?
Like Thelma and Louise.
Okay, I was like, I know that's a name.
Yeah, I know that somebody's named that
Continue.
somewhere. But anyway, so it takes place in the suburbs of St. Louis, and Jason Bateman is a weatherman, and David Harbour is a sign language interpreter. I don't mean to laugh at that. It's just the way they do it is very funny. Yeah. And it starts out by, it's kind of like an exploration of like male loneliness and sexuality. And I might get into some spoilers here to talk about it a little bit, but I'm going to try not to. But if you are worried, go look at the timestamps and in our episode description and in our Instagram at Poppin In Podcast, and you can skip ahead and come back after you've watched it. But basically it opens with David Harbour is dead, and the the police are trying to figure out like who's murdered him. He's had like drank some drink that like gave him like a heart attack, and they arrest Jason Bateman's character because I guess they had a close relationship. And you get like these interesting, the way the story unfolds, like it's such, like I think both you and friend of the pod Eric watched the first episode, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, the first episode I didn't enjoy. Yeah, because I think like the tone of the show is so strange, and you get used to it after episode 2, but it is like darkly funny, but also like a little depressing, a very like dark in its like setting, like they're in like a gloomy suburb all the time, and it's like it's just really, it's like they're in these weird situations, like whenever they're getting interviewed at the what do you call it, the police station, it's the strangest police station you've ever seen. They're like sitting on these uncomfortable like boulders in the middle of the waiting room, and like everything is like it's just very strange. And so you have these two like cops that are paired together to solve the crime. It's a young woman and an older gentleman, and she's basically like explaining porn to him and about like sex fetishes and stuff, and like wouldn't you know, she's the one who basically solves the case as always. But it's interesting because I didn't know what to take away from it. So as it goes, like you get like Jason Bateman's perspective going back and forth in time, then you get Linda Cardellini's perspective, and you get like David Harbour, like this picture of him throughout. But it's like these kind of sad things where it's like he has all this debt, he's like gained all this weight, he feels like he is a loser, but then they'll throw in, there's this story about how he has this like wildly curved penis, and he like throughout the whole show they never explain it until like the last episode, like he starts telling this insanely long story, it always gets interrupted. So it's like things like that where it's like, this is very funny.
He's funny.
He's very funny in the show.
Yeah. I know, because I will continue, sorry, I had no thoughts, but if you weren't done.
No, go ahead.
Well, I watched the first episode, and like you just said, and I just didn't, tonally, I just didn't really get it, and it was kind of an interesting plot, but I didn't feel like they were really getting into it. Like, I don't know, I just wasn't intrigued enough to continue. But like one thing that I did like, David Harbour is so funny. Yeah. And he's just really good. Like, I really love it. I'm not the biggest Jason Bateman fan, as you know, but I was gonna watch it for David Harbour. I do really like him, but yeah, I just didn't, I don't know, I couldn't get into it.
There's some interesting creative decisions in the show that I'm not really, like, there's a lot of repetition in the speech that I thought was very interesting, and there's this whole thing with Linda Cardellini's character where she's getting interviewed, and they're, like, sitting in her living room, and they'll say something, and then she'll just go, "Can you speak up? Nobody can hear you. Can you speak up?" And it's like, so then they have to, like, repeat everything, but even just, like, in the, like, literal language where they'll be like, "Yeah, so I went to a Jamba Juice," and then the interviewer might go, "Okay, so you went to a Jamba Juice?" "Yeah, I went to a Jamba Juice." And then, like, it's things like that I wasn't sure. I was like, I wonder why we're being so repetitive. But maybe it's to play up, like, there's a lot, I think, that they're trying to do with, like, the monotony of suburban life and just, like, how, like, where they lived and how they lived just seemed incredibly depressing, I think. Not that St. Louis is depressing, but just, like, it's St. Louis, but it's, like, you know, just suburbia. And you can see like kind of how it plays up on this relationship between David Harbour and Jason Bateman, where it really is like a study of the male loneliness epidemic, where you can tell that like these two people, like they had never really had a lot of friends or whatever, and they get very close to almost being like, are we sexually attracted to each other? I don't know. Or have we just never had like a close male friend that we can actually talk to and be vulnerable with, which I think is interesting.
I just for like to go back because I looked it up. Apparently the dialogue is repetitive. It's a signature of Stephen Conrad's writing. Most of his like stuff they talk like that. It's like that kind of dialogue, and it also is like it's like a tool for Carol at least, which is Linda Cardellini's character. Yeah. It's like a tool for manipulation apparently.
Interesting, because she does it a lot too.
Yeah, apparently the style draws comparisons to directors like Yorgos Lanthimos or Wes Anderson.
I could definitely see Yorgos for sure. It's kind of that weird banality.
Cadence. Yeah, it's a very weird cadence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did kind of get like a very weird vibe from the first episode of like
yeah.
Like especially Jason Bateman's character. I know they try to kind of maybe throw you off the thing of like did he do it cuz he's so weird. Like, he's kind of not creepy, but he's just like I don't know.
He's an odd little worm man, I think, is the vibe I got from him.
Odd little worm man.
But, and here's the thing, I, like, when I was recommending it, I was like, I haven't seen the whole thing, so I don't fully know.
Yeah.
But then once I got to the end, it ends, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to say it ends so darkly.
Really?
That it kind of was just like, well, we could have stuck the landing with, like, a little bit of humor here to, like, match, but the end is, at least to me, was, like, so jarringly dark.
I did laugh at the, like, him getting the ick from her being an umpire. That did
really
very make
funny.
Me laugh.
It's like I can't see her outside of it.
That's so funny.
But she was she's making $84 a game. Like, that is pretty good money.
Yeah, keep her in that umpire.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, you were like frustrated for her and you feel bad because it's like, there's this whole thing where he's supposed to like go to Chicago to interview for a job, but he instead saves a guy in the middle of the road, almost gets hit by a car, and then sees a sign language class in the window and decides, I want to like dedicate my life to sign.
Yeah.
And then she like comes home and tells her that they're like thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. They're barely making it. And she's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. And so I can understand her like frustration where it's just like, yeah, I'm going to go be an umpire because we don't have any money.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I don't know if I would recommend it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think the ending was like just a little too dark for me.
I feel like it's one of those shows where, again, I really need to trust my instinct with things because I'll look at something and I'll be like, I don't think that's something I want to watch. Like the storyline just doesn't sound interesting to me, like whatever. And then it's like I did try to watch it and maybe I should have given it more of a chance, but I don't know, I just couldn't get into it.
I wouldn't have probably finished it if it weren't for Chris kind of he kept returning to it and being like, you know, like we should finish this. Like I'm interested in it. And then like we just watched it together.
And it's so hard to get it, you know, I'm
Chris,
like this with Matthew. It's really hard to, like if he's like wanting to watch something, you got to take advantage of it and be like, okay.
I know, exactly. So yeah, I don't really know what to tell you guys to do with it. So watch it if you want or don't.
So I have something similar with something I watched.
Okay.
So I watched the new Peacock show, The Miniature Wife, starring Elizabeth Banks and Matthew McFadyen.
Oh my God, I saw that you can get
right.
the Darcy bust of his head, like from the movie, but it's like Matthew McFadyen.
Oh, wow.
And it's not that expensive, like $60.
That's crazy.
Like, maybe I'll get one. You just come over and he's just staring at you from my bookshelf.
I'd be down. I thought you were going to say they finally got a Tom Funko Pop. Remember they didn't have one?
Oh, they didn't?
No. And it was like, that's offensive.
They have a Darcy one that's Matthew, though.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Okay, well, anyways. Miniature Wife.
The Miniature Wife. I really don't have a lot to say about it, I'll be honest, because it was just one of those shows that I just kind of was like, it was okay.
All the episodes are out?
Yeah, they're all on Peacock.
Okay.
And actually, so I originally wasn't going to watch it. I think you even asked me one day, like, if I was going to watch it, and I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But again, I love Matthew McFadyen. I also really like Elizabeth Banks. I think she's really good. But I don't know. I wasn't drawn to it. It just seemed like a weird it seemed one of those shows where it was like this.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It feels like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but like a wife. Like that feels very. It felt like immature to me or something. I don't know. But
the only reason I would be drawn to it is my dream to be shrunk like that.
So I'm gonna get into why this would be your dream.
Okay. Yes.
Because
you know me.
Yes. And so I had some time one day and I just ended up binging it, and so I'm also going to probably get into some spoilers, so again, skip ahead if you are planning on watching this. But I would describe this as sort of like a sci-fi comedy drama. But it's based on a short story by Manuel Gonzalez, and it's about a married couple who have kind of this battle for power dynamic in their relationship. So Elizabeth Banks plays Lindy, who is a professor. Like I told you, I feel like every show now is about like a couple and their professors. But she is a professor and a best-selling author, and Matthew... I feel like I say his last name wrong, so sometimes I just want to say Matthew.
Yeah.
McFadyen, yeah. Plays her husband Les, who is a scientist working on a miniaturization project.
Who's funding that?
He's trying to get funding from this billionaire.
Okay.
And so in the beginning of the show, they're kind of having marriage problems. Again, they have this like sort of weird like he's an interesting character. He's very like insecure, but he's also kind of like egotistical, controlling. And they basically, so they're not like, their relationship, they're kind of like on the mend a little bit. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of having problems. But basically, while they're having this big argument, Lindy says she's going to leave him, and Les accidentally shrinks her.
Accidentally. Okay.
Accidentally shrinks her like with his technology.
Yeah.
She's like 6 inches tall, so you've seen it. She like turns into little 6-inch Elizabeth Banks.
We know 6 inches.
Yeah. and he doesn't have the technology yet to like turn her back to her original size. So she's just like stuck as like this miniature wife. And it is kind of funny. So like I said, you would love this. So she's basically living inside of this dollhouse, like recreation of their own home filled with like miniaturized objects.
Yeah.
Which again, like
my dream.
And it's a great dollhouse. Like it's kind of, but like there's just this sort of creepy element to it where it's like because he keeps making her stay there like for her safety. So he never wants her to get out because I mean she could get like stepped on. Yeah. But it's just this very like, it's like this kind of like metaphor for like controlling husband, like keeping her in this.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
And so, but one thing that I kind of did like about this was like it felt like it was very realistic to how like if you were shrunken down to that size, like how it would work, because like they're having like communication issues because like when you're trying to converse with a regular sized person, like he's really loud, and so she's like like she falls back when he tries to talk to her because like her little ears can't handle his voice.
Her little ears,
and she has to use like a megaphone to talk to him because like he can't hear her because she's so small. Mm-hmm. And then they have to find this like perfect balance of like when he's talking to her, he can't talk normal because it's too loud, so he has to talk like not whisper but like kind of in the middle. I just thought that was kind of interesting. I'm like, that is probably how it would go. Like a voice wouldn't translate.
What does she eat? Like one bite of a corn?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Honestly, I got to a point during the show too where I just like wasn't fully like I just kind of was like I'm ready for this to be over. So I'm trying to remember like how it worked out. But she also has this guy that she's like he hates, and it's like her like she kind of has like this thing with him, but she's like he's a colleague. He ends up getting shrunken down too, and so he ends up like in the house with her, and it's like this whole thing. But basically, like,
romantic.
And so the whole show is just sort of this like power, like patriarchal power like dynamic in their marriage. And it's used through like him being, her being miniature and like in his control, basically.
Him being the Jolly Green Giant.
But it's interesting. So like halfway through the show, you find out that it was not on accident. He did it on purpose because while they were arguing, like...
Typical.
Yeah, like she said she was going to leave, and so he did this to, like, prevent her from leaving.
Yeah.
So he's keeping her in this thing. It's very dark, like, when you think...
That is
like,
crazy. That is very drastic. It's, like, not... It's, like, I'm going to miniaturize you.
Yes, and he just sucks all around, because, like, so they have a daughter. She's in college. And, like, she comes back, and, like, the first...
How do you explain?
Right?
You're like, okay, before you go into the kitchen, I have some news.
So the dollhouse is in the kitchen, and she's like, what's up with the dollhouse? And he has to keep, like, he doesn't want her to know, and so he has to keep, like, turning her around and but, like, so she starts talking, and she's like, oh, it's Hurricane Mom again, and, like, she can hear him, or she can hear their conversation, and, like, he is, like, clearly, like, they talk shit about Elizabeth Banks, like, behind her back, which is obviously very hurtful for a mom. And so she's like, I knew he was making me the bad guy. Because, like, she's sitting there like, Hurricane Mom at it again, right? And he's like, no, like, what are you talking about? Huh?
Yeah.
And it's just, like, instantly, that's just, like, never a good, like, parent. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. A parent-child dynamic, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. But the thing that is, and I don't want to get into, like, what happens in the rest of the show, but it's interesting. It does, like, end better than the Saint DTF. It's not as dark. And it was, like, a comedy for the most part, but I just...
How long are the episodes?
They were like an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 8 episodes, I think.
8-hour-long episodes of a miniature wife? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That feels 30-minute episodes at most.
No, I think they were about an hour. I'm trying to think.
And I believe you. I'm just saying.
And it's Peacock, so it's so annoying. This is where you start to, like, it's, like, hard to really keep going with these kind of, with shows when they're on, like, stuff like Peacock where it's, like, ad after ad. And there were so many ads, and they're all, like, 2-minute long ads. It's so annoying.
And sometimes, like, Peacock specifically, I've talked about this before, it'll sometimes, like, restart me in the wrong place.
Yes.
And then I have to rewatch all the ads again. And I'm like, I'm gonna rip my hair out.
No, you know what really gets me is I don't like to end, like, I don't like to turn off an episode before it's over. So, like, it's like a show will end and then it goes to ads, so you're like, okay, I think it's over, but I don't know. And then you sit through 2 minutes of ads and then it goes to the credits and you're like, damn it.
Exactly.
I could have turned it off, but I didn't want to because I didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just going to talk about, so the thing is, it was interesting. It's an interesting concept. I don't know if I would recommend it to people. And I will say, like, I love Matthew McFadyen, and I think he's one of the most talented actors currently. Like, I really love him, and I do feel like this show was sort of, like, wasted his talent a little bit.
But he does that sometimes. Like, he does, like, something really prestige and big, and then he'll just do some random weird shit.
And sometimes I'm like, I feel like you're too good for this. Like, and I think...
But maybe that's the kind of thing he likes. I don't know.
Maybe, but then he will be in other great things. But he's in a lot of not great things. Yeah. And I wouldn't say that this wasn't great. Like, because I also, like, his acting and Elizabeth Banks' acting, like, were good in it. I just didn't think the story was, like, all that great. But I think one thing about him that also kind of confuses me a little bit is, like, he's such a handsome man. He's so hot. But he's so good at playing, like, this, like, insecure loser. And it's interesting because, like, I mean, that's great that you want to play that, but it's interesting to me that he's cast as that a lot. You know what I mean? Because to me, he's not a loser. Like, I think he's so hot and he's so charming. But you know what I think it is? I think he is particularly charming when he's British, but when he's American, when he's doing an American accent, which he does a great American accent, but there's something about his American voice that's very, like, I don't know, it makes him seem kind of, like, weak and just, like, hey, shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he gives kind of loser a little bit.
Here's the thing. I also think he's attractive, but I feel like I haven't really thought that since Pride and Prejudice, because he plays a lot of those roles, but I also, like, kind of get, like, a dorky vibe from him. Also, like, I think
I don't get that from him in real life, though, so that's why it's kind of baffling to me that he's always cast in these roles. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he's just a silly little man.
But I would just say overall, he is. I love him. He's so funny, too. Like, he really is funny. Yeah. He's a good actor, and I love him. But I would say overall, I feel like the show just, like, didn't develop, like, all the stories and the characters as much as it could have.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's this whole B plot that, like, it doesn't tie in with the main plot at all. So, like, she's a professor, but she also is, like, a best-selling author. But this New Yorker story was, like, accidentally published under her name, and it was actually her student's name. And it's just, like, I don't get how the story is connected, but I do. So, like, the publicist is the sister from Fleabag. I can't think of her name, but Claire in Fleabag. Yeah. And she is so funny. Like, I love that actress a lot. I love her accent. Like, I just love the way she speaks. She just is, like, one of those people where she's just automatically funny, you know?
You know what? I can see that, though, like, with the show. I feel like I'm getting that from a lot of shows lately where I'm like, this is a show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of the last time I was like, I'm enthralled by this show.
Yes. I don't know.
Maybe it was Adolescence. That would be sad. That was, like, 2 years ago.
I feel like I had something recently.
I'd have to go back.
There's some shows, like, I felt that way with The Beauty. Like, and it's not necessarily a great show, but I was really into it. I do feel like often, like, shows are just being made now.
Yeah.
Like, they're just being pumped out, and I'm kind of like, it's fine.
Like, you gotta, like, put some effort into it, or, like, I don't know. maybe it's just like the AIification of it all, where I'm like, give me something that feels more real.
What would you say is the most recent show to like start? I don't mean that's like already like in, you know, a third season or whatever, but like a show that started recently that has just like taken the world by storm. That's just come out. Like, I'm just trying to think of one that I'm like, that everyone like, you know. And sometimes it takes shows a couple seasons to get into that. Like, it's not like Game of Thrones was immediately a hit, but it's like,
I can't think of anything.
I'm just trying to think of something that, like, maybe Pluribus, like, a lot of people watched that. I didn't, but, like, I guess a lot of people watched that. I just feel like we haven't had that recently.
Oh, I did love Jury Duty season 2, but
yeah, but
know.
That's not taking the world by storm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people who watch Jury Duty love it. Like, I loved it, but I wouldn't say that's, like, I'm thinking of something that's just been, like, a hit, like, recently. Yeah. Like, Euphoria's in season 3, so I can't really say that, but one where it's, like, everyone's watching it, everyone's talking about it.
I don't know. I can't think of
I don't feel like we've had one recently.
And maybe it's because there's too much.
I think
too much streaming, too much available, so everyone's kind of split.
I think so.
But also I was going to say, this show reminds me of, do you remember Matt Damon, that movie he came out with, like, I don't want to say it was like 7 years ago with Kristen Wiig, where it was like it was such a strange movie.
I never saw it, but a lot of people were talking about that with this too, because it's like a shrunken.
Yes, because it's like they get shrunk into a different. Everyone's getting shrunk because it's like cheaper and easier to live if you're shrunk. And so him and his wife, Kristen Wiig,
if everyone is shrunken,
but not everyone is. Him and his wife agree to do it together. He wakes up from the shrinking surgery, and they're like, she backed out. She couldn't do it. Yeah.
But see, at that point, if I were her, I'd be like, oh, well, now I have to do it, because what am I going to do?
I think she, like,
leaves him?
Yeah.
No, I think. That's crazy.
It was, like, the thing is, it was, like, not a great movie. It goes in places you're not expecting, but it's a movie I think about a lot for some reason.
Well, think about how much control you don't have when you're that small, which is the point of this show. But, like, it's just like, how scary would that be?
Yeah.
You can't run after somebody.
And then, like, once everybody's small, then it's like, okay, well, all the benefits of being small, that, like, oh, my money goes farther and whatever, doesn't matter because everyone's
now
money.
It's just going to start over.
Yeah. So it is interesting. But, okay, well, I'm glad you told me about that.
Yeah. So on to a more serious, darker topic.
We should probably give a disclaimer.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're just like kind of a trigger warning for talk about sexual assault.
Yeah.
But basically, Ruby Rose is accusing Katy Perry of sexually assaulting her at a nightclub in Melbourne in 2010. And for those who don't know, because I mean, I feel like most people know who Ruby Rose is, but maybe not.
I forgot.
Yeah. So she's an Australian model and actress. She is, for acting, I feel like she's most known for like if Orange is the New Black, if anybody watched that, like she was in, I think, the 3rd season of that. But basically she recently came forward. She was writing on Threads because it was in response to Katy Perry had reacted to Justin Bieber's Coachella set. And so Ruby Rose reacted to that by saying, Katy Perry sexually assaulted me at Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a shit what she thinks? Mm-hmm. And so that obviously started kind of a lot of, like, people were like, what?
Yeah.
And she basically wrote that, Katy Perry had assaulted her at this club when they were both in their early 20s. And Ruby Rose is now 40 years old and Katy Perry is 41. And so Ruby Rose is basically saying that, like, she was responding to, because a fan, like, responded to it. And so she responded to a fan and said, she didn't kiss me. She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulling her underwear to the side and rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her.
Yeah. Because I think she was, like, intoxicated or whatever. Yeah. That's why she had her head on the lap.
Yeah. And then she said right after that she was going to file a police report. And so she did, and
in 2026, right?
Right now, yeah. Like, so right as she's in the thread, she's literally said, like, I just left the police station or something like that. Like, she finally reported it because she said she was she never did in the past because she was, like, I think too afraid to.
Yeah, and because I think there was something where Katy Perry, I think, helped her get a visa or something, her American visa, or she thought she would. So I don't know.
I didn't see that, but yeah, maybe. I believe you.
That's just what I heard.
Yeah. But apparently there's no statute of limitations in the case, according to prosecutors in Australia. So Katy Perry could be charged with sexual assault.
Yeah.
As of right now, she hasn't been charged, but she is under investigation.
Yeah. And people are like saying Ruby Rose, they're like, some people are like, okay, well, she kind of says wild stuff all the time, but I do feel inclined to believe her because she was like, I have photos and other people saw it.
Yes, she has like substantial evidence apparently, and also it is a very specific thing to say. Yeah. It's a specific memory, I guess I would say. But a representative of Katy Perry told TMZ the allegations being circulated on social media by Ruby Rose about Katy Perry are not only categorically false, they are dangerous, reckless lies. Miss Rose has a well-documented history of making serious public allegations on social media against various individuals, claims that have repeatedly been denied by those named. So
yeah,
that's kind of what they were talking about. But it's just interesting. Like you said, I think like I don't think she's flat out lying.
Yeah.
It sounds like there is evidence. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
And honestly, like people have kind of been scrutinizing Katy Perry's behavior in the past, and I mean, she does have some stuff where it's just like, you know, I think she has always been like a little bit not great at understanding boundaries with people, and I don't know.
And also people have pointed out she used to be married to Russell Brand, who is also like has been charged with the same thing. So
which, not to say that like
his
crimes are hers, but like
interesting.
The personalities are interesting.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you, and it's sad to say like I both was and wasn't shocked.
Yeah.
Like the details of it, I was like, whoa. But like the fact that it was Katy Perry, I was like, yeah, she's kind of a weirdo. Why has no one like? Why are we only just now realizing this?
Yeah, I wonder what will happen.
I don't know. I am curious.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe it's good that she said something.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll keep you guys updated, but let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
So as you all know, I'm a big fan of The Pitt. They just wrapped up their second season. I'm curious, like, I haven't looked up the reviews or anything just because I haven't had time, but I'm curious what people think of the second season because, so we returned to The Pitt. It's been probably about a year or so since last year, and if you don't know the premise, it basically follows hour by hour these medical workers in a Pittsburgh ER on a shift. So it's like a 15-hour shift or whatever. And they did this in the first season too, where it's like every single discrepancy in healthcare in America like somehow like walks through the ER within these 15 hours. And then there's also this season, there's also like other stuff that's kind of like both pertains to like our current political health environment as well. And then also some like IT stuff, which is really interesting. I don't want to like give away too much, but every season there's always, I say every season, there's only been 2, but so far this is a pattern. There's always something catastrophic that happens. And that's like the last season there was like a shooting at Pitt Fest, which is like a festival. And this season it's basically, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but it happens pretty soon early on, is there's been like oh my god, what do you call it? Like ransom for their it's like an online ransom thing has been attacking other hospitals. Okay. So it's like hackers are hacking into like hospital mainframes or whatever and holding the hospitals for ransom to get the info back. So they've been getting all these patients from other hospitals that have had to close down on the day, and it's July 4th, so they're already really busy.
Yeah.
And then they're like, our IT basically has said we need to go analog so that way our systems don't get like compromised. Okay. So now that's a whole chaotic thing because, I don't know, how often you spend in an ER or whatever, but like, as you can imagine, everything's online now.
Right.
So like that throws them into chaos of just like figuring out like the charts and what patients in what room or whatever. And you've got like some new characters this season, some new student doctors that I think are interesting, but I think like this season didn't quite, like, I think the plot lines with the patients are really interesting. I do enjoy that, and I like the way they, like, it's never like, oh, we've wrapped it up at the end of an episode or whatever. Like, some patients just, like, leave and they don't come back for, days, aka you're not going to see them, right. Which is fine. That's just how it is. But, like, I feel like season 1 built out the characters a little bit more than this season did. You got, like, the relationships, and there was a lot more, like, or not more, but there was like the same level of like medical stuff happening, but you got like more character development alongside the medical stuff. Whereas like in this one, I feel like I didn't really learn anything new about any of the characters really, except for Robbie, which is Noah Wiley's character. And his whole arc is like he's about to leave for a 3-month sabbatical. So he's taking time off. Everyone's like, you've been overworked, whatever. And then as like time goes on, people are like he's not himself, you know, he doesn't seem, he's like lashing out at people or whatever. And I think people start to get concerned that he's going to like do something to himself. And the way it ends is very like ambiguous. So you don't know if he goes on the sabbatical or not. Like you don't know kind of what happens, but it's just, the thing is I enjoyed it. I watched every episode, but it wasn't, I don't know. There was something missing from it this season that there wasn't in season 1 that I think maybe was just more like I was interested in the characters and what they would do. Whereas this season, it's like now we've introduced some more characters that are also needing to have like their storylines fleshed out. Meanwhile, like this woman's leg is getting cut off, so we got to like pay attention to that too. I was like, I just kind of, I don't know. It felt like a growing season maybe.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I will be returning for season 3. Like, I don't want to say, like, season 2 was good. It was still very good. But I think, like, season 1 just really, like, knocked it out of the water, you know? And, I mean, I love a medical show. But sometimes I will say, again, this is what happens every season where it's like, oh, like, this person is an anti-vax and their kid has measles. And, like, I don't know how often that happens in an ER, but it's like that happens. And then also, like, this, like, it's just like every political health thing that
kind of have to, like, crunch it into this.
Yes, which I think, like, makes it a little bit, like, not comical, but because it is all in one 15-hour shift as opposed to a normal show that's, like, episode by episode.
Right.
But I still like the 15-hour shift, the way they do it and that sort of thing. I love the characters. I just wish I had gotten to spend like more time with them, I guess. I don't know. I didn't. Yeah. And some of the plots and storylines, like because it's been like 9 months to a year, they're carried over into this season. I think they did overall very well with being like, you can't carry them over directly because so much time has passed. Mm-hmm. But some of them I was just like, oh, are we still like talking about this? Like, is this, we still haven't like addressed like this certain thing from the previous season or whatever. So I don't know, it just felt
like incomplete.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or just like there, it was almost like too much and not enough a little bit.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Noah Wiley?
I like him. I don't think, I'll be honest, I don't think he should have won the Emmy. Just because I think he does a great job, but I think it's a job in a role that is not easy, but like it is good to do emotional work in. Yeah. You know, like it is built for emotional acting.
I've like, I don't know if you've seen, but like a lot of people like hate him, at
Why?
least online. I don't know, like, because I see things on Twitter. This show seems to have a very big fandom, which I wouldn't have expected from like a medical show, but it's like people are very like they have like stan accounts for certain characters or actors or whatever in the show, which again I just wouldn't expect. So sometimes it kind of, I'll be honest, it turns me off a little bit from the show. Yeah. But anyway, like so I see a lot of like discourse about it, but people hate Noah Wiley now. Like, a lot of people do.
Really? Do you know why?
I'm trying to remember like what.
Well, in this season, he does come off like a lot harsher, I think.
Well, it's not the character. I think it's something about the actor. Yeah, so he signed an open letter in 2023, Israel under attack. And so he, like, you know, a lot of people, like, he's been called a Zionist, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a lot of people are kind of like not loving him.
Yeah.
But also I just saw a quote from him too, where he was like talking about like how when you come on the show, like for guest stars, he was talking about how like hard the set is, and like everybody here works really hard, and like you have to really get into it, and like he's like, and if you're not good, like you'll be embarrassed and you'll be left behind. And it was just like, it was such a dick. Yeah. Like he just sounded like such a dick. Like I can't explain it. Like I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was just like something along those lines, and it was just like, or you could be welcoming to people. Like, I don't know. And also, I mean, I'm sure the show is good, but I'm like,
also like what guest stars?
probably like patients and stuff.
Oh, I guess just people, like other actors. Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not main actors.
I will say one thing I did like I did watch like a behind the set thing where he was saying basically for some reason they're not allowed to have their phones on set like at all, and so he was like, so there's like a lot of downtime, so they made a little like library on the set, so like everyone brings in a book. They're like, you can check out a book, but you have to bring in a book, and it's like on different like everyone has little I was like, oh, that's nice.
I was just curious how you felt. I might be too online sometimes, and I see things that like you're just like, I'm just watching the show, and I'm like, how do you feel about the main actors' views on Israel?
I just didn't look up that much about the season, also because I didn't want like spoilers. I should have looked up more, but I don't
know why I don't watch the show. For some reason, it just really comes on my feed.
Yeah, I've actually got nothing on my feed. I think my algorithm is really messed up.
It seems a little wonky.
Yeah, like I'm never getting stuff that I like. It's like just all like fried chicken jewelry.
What?
Yeah, I used to get those ads all the time.
Oh, I kind of remember that now. Yeah, you used to show me that a lot, actually, now that I think about it.
And I was like, I can't even eat chicken. I'm allergic. Wow.
Well, you do eat it, though.
Well, I don't want to wear it on my ears.
Can't eat it. That's a full lie.
Well, thanks for outing me. Don't tell my doctor.
It's not, oh my God, I almost just fell back in my seat. Chicken. Yeah, it's not a bad thing though to not be getting these things, because sometimes I just want to experience things for how I feel, and everybody's so negative about, I'm not talking about that specific thing, but I just mean like people are so negative about TV sometimes, where I'm just like, or movies where it's like, yeah, that was a movie or that was a show, like I enjoyed it, and then it's like people come in and they're like, this is actually shit. You liked Hamnet? Like it wasn't. That was a terrible movie. I'm like, Hamnet was not a terrible movie.
They're like,
Shut
you like
up.
The Godfather? Okay, misogynist.
I hated The Godfather, but let's not use that as an example.
But you know what I mean. I've never seen it.
I obviously know it's good. Don't.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy it. I was forced to by a certain Matthew Golson, but
interesting.
Anyway, sometimes I just want to enjoy things and enjoy them without people's little in my ear.
Yeah, you know? But it's hard. It's hard in this world.
Because also I want to read other people's reviews. It's a really hard.
Because sometimes people have really good takes on things. Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, that's
and even for this podcast, I need to do my research, and see like. I like need to look things up, and with that it's like then you see like reviews and it's like
and we were talking about this the other day. I need people who write reviews to stop just doing a review that is a summary of the show. I want you to give me an actual like genuine new thought in your review. I'm like scrolling through I'm like, okay, I need you to like give me some sort of critical analysis. I obviously know what happened in the show, that's why I'm here. Anyways, so on this week on what pisses Alexa off.
Wait, you never got to complain about sound mixing.
Well, so I am watching Big Mistakes, and I am liking it.
I want to watch it next when I'm done with
I think
Beef.
You'll like it.
I'm watching Beef season 2 right now.
Okay.
So I need to finish that and then I'll go to it.
Take your time, because I gotta wait for Chris to come home to watch it.
Yeah.
Always gone when I need him.
I'm only on episode 3, so.
Okay. But I was watching Big Mistakes, and it was like such an example of like the music is so loud and then the talking is so quiet. So I keep having to turn it up and turn it down. And so I was like watching this like video of someone kind of explaining why this is, because it happens all the time, and it just really pisses me off, because like you'll be sitting there enjoying something and then the music comes on, you're like, blah!
Yes, and you get so overstimulated.
Yes, and so part of it is because like we just are not, I think, adept at sound mixing for at-home stereos. Like you're often, like a lot of people aren't using like a sound bar or whatever, it's the speakers that are like facing a wall or whatever, so like the vocal stuff is not going to come through. But it's also because like we are not using, I say we, I don't make movies, but you know what I mean. Are you not using boom mics as much anymore, which picks up like more even tones of sound. Instead, they're doing like the little mics that actors can like wear under their clothes or whatever, which then makes actors feel like maybe they don't have to enunciate or like project as much. So then they are talking more softly. So then when the music comes on, it's like blasting, and it's also harder to hear them because they're not like enunciating as much as they would if there was like a boom mic around.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I believe it. I believe all of that, because it has been such a problem lately.
Matthew and I were watching True Grit. Granted, this is from over 10 years ago, but we were watching True Grit, and that wasn't that long ago. I don't know why I just made that statement.
No, I think it was over 10 years ago.
No, I'm saying that's not that long ago, though. Like, I don't know why that was even relevant to what I'm going to say. But
the little girl's having a baby now, so.
True.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
I actually was so cute because she posted on Instagram, and Josh Brolin, who is in True Grit, he commented on her post, and he was like, wow, like, I remember when you were 14 and you were making me and Matt Damon put money in the swear jar, and he's like, now you're, like, married, and, like, it was really cute.
Oh, that is cute.
But anyway, we were watching that, and I, like, love that movie, but I started to get actually so stressed because Matthew had the remote, and he's also bad about, like, if I'm like, oh, can you turn it down a little bit? He turns it like 1,000 degrees down. I said a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, can you turn it up? Like now I can't, because I couldn't hear the dialogue. And then he turns it up. And I was like, can you just turn it 1 degree down?
Yeah.
Like I don't know why it's 1 degree, but like just one.
One.
But it's like, we shouldn't have to do that.
I'm like, get it, guys, can we figure this out? Everyone's watching things streaming. Like, I think we probably have the technology. You want people to watch more things or go to the movies. Even when we were at the movies and we saw whatever it was a few weeks ago, and I was like, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
But the music was so loud. I was like, what's happening? That's why I went to a hearing doctor recently because the TV has been gaslighting me. TV and movies have been really I paid $150 to have someone tell me that my ears are fine and that it's Hollywood that's the problem.
Well, that's not exactly what they said.
Maybe that's not, but we all interpret things. Okay? That's how.
See, you're not doing what they said you don't do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. They did say I have the hearing of a 5-year-old and severe ADD. So, which I already knew. Thank you. Anyways.
Yes.
And they said Hollywood does need to do better.
No, they didn't. I felt like you, though, when we went to see the drama. We didn't talk about this last week, but it was so quiet.
Literally, I was about to, get up and tell. But I do this in so many movies now that I'm like, I can't be that person.
Because I even turned to you. I was like, you can do it.
Yeah. Friend of the pod, Megan, was also like, this is really quiet. And I'm just like, what's happening? But the music was loud.
But it's frustrating because, and we didn't talk about this, but the music in that movie I really enjoyed. I just saw a video of, shout out Daniel Pemberton. I think he did the music, but he does a lot of scores for movies. But it was just literally like 3 flutes or 3
fluties. I think is their plural.
Were they flutes? What's the music in that movie?
Piccolo?
Yeah, I think it was just like 3 piccolos that just would be like, dude.
I wonder if that's called a piccolini.
Like, and it was kind of an eerie soundtrack a little bit, but with just 3 instruments. How crazy is that? Anyway.
And music, clear as day.
Yep.
What were they saying? We don't know.
We were like Zendaya with her left ear.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear you. What?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me also when like the employees come in. I know they're not thinking about how loud the movie is, but sometimes I'm like, do you guys not hear it and want to go like check on that? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, also I was reading about sound mixing, and that's why like more people do use captions these days, because it's like, I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. Like, it's not that I'm double screening it. I'm like, I can't understand the words that are coming out of their mouth. Like, it makes me so angry. Fix it.
This was at the top of your list today.
I was like really mad.
Yeah, I was like, can't wait to
Even
hear
though I was enjoying the show, like, because it just has been happening. Again, I went to a hearing doctor. Okay?
Hollywood's a problem.
Yeah.
Hollywood is the problem.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave you on that note.
Yeah.
Dear listeners.
Thank you guys for listening. Let us know if you've been experiencing the same thing, and also what pisses you off.
Yes.
Welcome to Pissed Off
with
Alexa and Molly.
Off.
Yeah. As always, please share with your loved ones, or people who piss you off. We don't care. Any listen's a listen for us.
Pissing in. No.
But we'll see you next time.
Thanks for letting me end on that.
Yeah.
Bye.